Does LeBron ruin the league? Not saying that LeBron, I'm not saying LeBron intentionally ruined the league. What I'm saying is these young people think that he's the greatest, right?
Mhm.
So he's somebody who didn't go to college. They're coming in as like I'm only going because I'm only here because I won't. I'm only here so I won't get fined. And so, but with that, LeBron came out of high school with a $90 million Nike deal.
Without even getting drafted. I mean, you knew he was going number one.
He was over here talking about like, yeah, I was planning on going to college. I don't know why that dude lied to every camera he look at. So it's like back to the tanking issue. There's nothing that's going to happen that's going to change that up. Like organizationally, the leagues or the players, I don't think the players care enough. Like you got a lot more people. You got a lot more people, and the NFL and NBA players have said this often, but I think now more than ever, you got a lot more people who care more about what basketball can do for them than what they can do for basketball. Welcome. This is a Between Brothers podcast where we give you real talk, authentic takes, and laughs on sports, pop culture, and life. I'm your host, the Duke of the Bananas, Lando in the building along with my older brother, Zero. We also call the Chance of Charisma. What's going on, Zero?
Not much. Of course, it was a long work week. Had to work this Saturday. Saturday was a short day, but Friday was terrible. So I had a customer that had a story for every single thing. Like every single thing that I was trying to do. It was like it shouldn't have taken more than 15 minutes. And this woman would not shut the fuck up. She's like, well, because you see, I was like, I thought I was in a Darman video. It's like, well, you see, it was like, ma'am, I don't like just point out where you're having this issue, and I'll take care of your issue. I don't need, I don't need a thesis statement. I don't need a synopsis on why you want me to go over here. I can see why you have the problem here, and I can go ahead and take care of the problem. Like nothing more, nothing less. There's nothing else that needs to be said or done. Like I had to cancel 2 stops because of that. Something that should have taken 15 minutes took me an hour. It's like it's like I just feel like sometimes you just gotta just let somebody. It's like, hey, look, I don't need all of that. Point me in the right direction, and I'll take care of you. Nothing more, nothing less. I shouldn't have to go through this whole rigmarole. You have mice. I see poop. I can place my stuff, and I can go ahead and do what I gotta do. It's like that's it. Um, and other than that, nothing else.
Yeah, my week was uh it was a week. It was definitely a week. A lot of
It was 7 days.
aggravating situations. So I got a new punishment I'm about to have my kids do. You know the what was it? The Chinese torture method, 1,000 cuts of death. I'm gonna make them do 1,000 reps of death 250 push-ups, 250 squats, 250 burpees, 250 sit-ups. Get a nice total body workout. The only thing I'm concerned of is rhabdomyolysis. That's the only reason why I haven't executed this yet. But yeah, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen this week. We had company in town. That's the only reason why it hasn't happened this weekend. But the second that person leaves, my. Yeah, because I'm like, oh, y'all really think this is a game. So let's go ahead and get these 1,000 reps in and see if you really care about this afterwards. Yeah, fatherhood, man. So amazing. Um, but but yeah, man, but outside of that, had an okay week. Um, just been so we was at the um the Duchess's daughter, her birthday was this week. And and they had the birthday party Saturday. And the her brother-in-law's fiance is like, yo, I lost 4 pounds this week. I'm like, oh, great job, congratulations. And she's like, just eating right, da da da. I'm like, that's what's up. I was like, so when y'all gonna come get this work? So she was like, what? She was like, oh, we're just trying to get ready for this bachelorette party. I said, I didn't ask you that. I asked when y'all gonna come get this work. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that y'all be working out. So I'm like, oh, okay. That don't answer my question.
It is answering your question. They don't.
So she was like, either a Monday or a Saturday. So I'm like, of course they're gonna pick 2 days they know. They know I'm working. But I can make exceptions, I can make adjustments. The Duchess, on the other hand, she tells her, don't do it. Now, the more the merrier is what the saying is. It would be nice. Like, I remember when I used to do really hard workouts with my brother, Big Mike. And I would invite people to said workouts. The Duchess has to be the most loving, caring person of all time because people was like, oh, yeah, I see you getting in shape. We should get in shape together. I never cared about anybody getting into shape, working out with us. I just couldn't continue to be the only person working out with this maniac. I need a break. Now that's how the Duchess sees working out with me. So why wouldn't you help you help yourself? Hey, look, you got 2 extra bodies to give you another minute of rest in between this work. But here she go telling people to stay away. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that my wife doesn't love herself enough to see other people get tortured with her.
Not because she loves herself enough.
You know what I'm saying? Just give other people a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like what they say. I think the Bible says when two or three people gather, you know what I'm saying? All things are possible. I'm paraphrasing. I definitely don't know that verse, but I believe it says something of the sort. So I'm gonna appreciate that. I appreciate every time I'm asking people to come work out with us. She always tell them don't do it. I appreciate that. But anyways, let's get to these topics. The uh, the NBA has a problem. It's called tanking. I need some research done on this because it's an NBA problem. The NBA was said to have a tanking problem back in the 80s. So they did something that was unprecedented. They created a draft lottery to where no matter how bad you did, you weren't guaranteed to have the number one overall pick. So now teams are losing on purpose for the chance to have the number one overall pick versus a guaranteed number one overall pick. Adam Silver did, I think he defined Utah for what they did in against Miami Heat, and I think he fined Indiana as well for um, sitting guys who were healthy, just to I guess lose. Which I'm like, first of all, these are such horrible ways of losing, but I know you brought up legend winning, saying that, you know, why didn't he have a problem with this when it was a big market team doing this? And I didn't understand the logic to it, still don't, or of what the point he was trying to make. But shout to him. Definitely has a huge NBA podcast and definitely knows his basketball. But like, how can I put this? Everybody's saying that the NBA has a problem, but I don't think that it's a rule problem. I think it's an organization problem and also a player problem because no other league has a lottery.
His worst team gets the first pick, and it
Worst team
trickles
gets
down
the
from
first
there.
pick. Worst team gets the first pick. The other two major leagues, I don't know if soccer's reached into like the if it's now a big five. I know MLS soccer has gotten more popular over the years, but I don't know if it's officially, I don't know if they've gone from a big four to a big five now. But two of the leagues have a minor league process in which they even if you get drafted, that doesn't mean you're going to develop into a major league player. And they have 1,000 draft picks that they select in this thing as well. The NBA and the NFL don't have such things, but I don't understand why tanking's not an issue in the NFL. And the reason I'm leaning more towards NFL just because of how their draft structures work and that they don't have minor leagues to develop players to make sure they're good enough before they get into the league. So I don't understand why doesn't the NFL have a tanking issue? Like, why did nobody say Cleveland was tanking? You had Dylan Gabriel starting NFL football games. Why didn't anybody say the Giants were tanking? They drafted Buns of Plenty Jones. I think he was a 6th overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some stat that says no quarterback who's been picked six has ever won a championship. Um, or I think it was some other weird stat, like if their names begin with if their initials were DM, they never won. And if their first and last name have the same letter, end with the same letter, they've never won. And I think if their last name has less than five letters or less, they've never won. 0-6, 0-3. Anyways, I digress. You've drafted Buns of Plenty Jones. Why didn't anybody say they were tanking? So I don't know why this is solely an NBA. If it is solely an NBA problem, then what's the issue? And then there's people saying, like, oh, well, they have to tank in order to get good. But the great American philosopher, Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher, once said, winners win and losers lose. And it's a culture thing. The teams that pick in the lottery consistently pick in the lottery consistently. It's very seldom that somebody changes an organization so much that they go from losers to winners. Winners win, losers lose. And something changes a lot. You know, there's ebbs and flows with these things. But for the most part, the teams that were good when we were young are still good. And the teams that were bad when we were young consistently are still bad. So why is this considered a problem? In my opinion, I think you just should just get rid of the lottery. If they're gonna tank, they're gonna tank anyways. They're gonna lose games anyways. You still
Mm-hmm.
have to draft well and acquire pieces in order to win championships. Like the Browns have been picking top 10 for forever. The Jets have been picking top 10 for forever. The the Kings have been picking top 10 for forever. The Wizards have been picking top 10 for forever. The Hornets have been picking top 10 for forever. Like nothing's changing this stuff. Or I shouldn't say picking top 10 because of how the lottery works. They've been a bottom 10 record for forever. Like nothing, none of these things are changing. And it's like, so it could be a cultural thing. Now, the Hornets, they're in a playing spot right now, but they've been bad for a long time. They'll have, like, these teams have blips to where they'll make the playoffs out of nowhere, but then they go right back to losing immediately. So I don't know why is this an issue with the NBA? Or why is it considered an issue with the NBA and it's not considered an issue with all the other leagues that have teams that have been consistently bad? Like like the Rockies in baseball. Like when was the last time the Rockies were good? I think Troy Tulowitzki was in the league. Like
They still weren't good. They just had a good player. They still weren't good.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? No, didn't they make the World Series with him?
You're talking about the Royals and not the Rockies.
No, I'm not talking about the Royals.
No, the Rockies
I
never
didn't
made
say
it.
win. I didn't say win. I
No,
said made.
The Rockies have never made it to a World Series.
So I'm like, yeah, like the Angels have just been bad for forever. They had two. They were able to pick up two of the five greatest players in the last 15, 20 years, and they still couldn't find ways to win baseball games on a consistent level. Thankfully, Otani was smart enough to get the heck up out of there, unlike Mike Trout. So I'm like, I don't know. What is it? Why is this an NBA problem?
Um, it's I think it's an NBA problem because now it's just become so egregiously blatant. It's probably what the issue may be for folks. It's like, yeah, but it still don't make any sense why it's such a problem because the thing about it is we spoke about it earlier. It was like tanking means what in the NBA when the worst three records all have the same odds of getting the first overall pick. I mean, what's it called? Yeah, we've seen for years how much the lottery doesn't really yeah, having the lottery really doesn't make a difference. We can go to last year, the what's it called? The Mavs went from playing to taking them to losing the what their final three games to take themselves out of the yeah to
Mm-hmm.
so they can keep their top 10 protected pick like you said.
Mm-hmm.
They get the number one overall pick in Cooper
Mm-hmm.
Flag. It was like they went from playoffs to going into the lottery, having the worst odds out of everybody, and getting the number one overall pick. What's it called? The We can even go back to the '90s when the Magic went 500 and got the number one overall pick when Chris Webber came out because they picked Chris Webber and then they swapped with Golden State to get
Yeah.
Penny Hardaway. It was like at that it didn't matter at that point, and even it's like it really didn't matter. It really doesn't because when they decided to fix the odds, let's put that in quotation marks, fix the odds. Like folks can tank and have you can have a Bobcat team that won 9 games and still end up with the third overall pick because the odds
Yeah.
didn't fall in their favor. So tanking means nothing. It's like when they say they have a tanking problem, it's like you said, it's a it's an organizational problem. Because when you mention baseball, the reason why there's teams the reason why there's teams that keep on picking in the top 10, the top 5, top 3 is because they don't have it's like management, they don't want to spend the money, i.e. teams like um the Oakland A's because yeah, teams like the Oakland A's, teams like um the Royals, they don't want to spend the money because baseball has revenue sharing. So the top
All the leagues have revenue share.
so the top teams, of course, they have to share the profit with the smaller market teams, but the smaller market teams don't want to spend the money. They much rather pocket that money than actually improve their team. It's like that's where the bigger issue in baseball is that owners don't
And
want to spend the money.
and
And
what those teams end up being are the farm system for the better teams.
yeah, that was the issue. It was like big like smaller market teams because it was smaller market teams that wanted the revenue sharing thing to begin with. Remember, there was a show called the top 5 reasons why you can't hate,
Mm-hmm.
and they had George Steinbrenner, and they brought up revenue sharing, and it was like there were teams that didn't want to spend the money that they got from the revenue sharing deals. They much rather keep their teams bad and then pocket the money for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It was like with baseball, it was like there is no regulating. Yeah, you can't make a team spend money, is what it seems like. But in the NBA, it's more.
In the NBA and the NFL, they have to spend a certain
Yeah,
amount of money for their cap.
that's what it was like with baseball. They just got a payroll. It's
That's
like
pathetic, yo.
you get to a certain amount of money, then you got to pay a luxury tax. That's why you have teams like the. That's why you got teams like the Dodgers that can avoid the luxury tax because of, well, Otani decided he wanted to defer his contract because he's getting more money on his endorsement deals, so he doesn't necessarily need to get paid $70 million a year.
He has endorsements.
Yeah, he has endorsements. I know he's with
Uh,
um endorsements overseas. I know he has
oh, I never seen an Otani commercial. That's what I was asking.
I know the only commercial I've seen Otani in was New Balance commercials because he signed with New Balance.
Mm.
But he has his endorsements overseas is the reason why he can get a $70 million a year deal and defer all of that and only get paid two because he doesn't need to do that. But you have teams where the owners would much rather pocket their money than actually spend. With the NBA, like you said, they have the salary cap they got to deal with, but like you said, ownership doesn't know how to scout. They don't know how to draft. They don't know how to develop players. The tanking isn't necessarily the problem here. It's like tanking is. I think Rachel Nichols said it. Tanking is a symptom. It's not the overall problem.
But the thing I have an issue with is like bad teams don't have a choice, but they do though. Like I need y'all to understand that they do have a choice. They can pick good players because they have the opportunity to pick the best players
Mm-hmm.
coming out of college. You don't have to be bad for forever. You can make better like that having the worst team get the best picks is the best way to give parity to the league. It's not, now the NBA is going to become, which is strange because the NBA is probably when it comes to parity, the best league. Because really pretty much ever since the Warriors dynasty ended in what 2019,
Mm-hmm.
um, dang, Kawhi ended the two dynasties. dang, Kawhi might be in the GOAT conversation. He ended two dynasties because what's the call is off of back-to-back championships. The Warriors were about to win a third. Both teams was going for a third championship.
Three-peat, and then Kawhi showed up. And he said,
Oh snap! Oh
yo,
snap!
my man laughed.
OKC better be careful, man. If they if they win this season, Kawhi coming. Kawhi is coming for that ass. But anyways, um, like it's not like college sports where the best players go to the best teams, so the best team's always going to be the best.
Yeah.
The NIL has kind of like evened that out a little bit
Yeah,
because
because you got a guy who should be playing at North Carolina playing at BYU.
yeah, that's insane. That's insane. So like the NIL has evened that out to where it's like, okay, like some of these guys are going to go to the highest bidder. But like I said, but for the most part, it's like Actually, to be honest, I don't even understand as one of those blue blood colleges how you get outbid by anybody. You've been collecting checks, the biggest checks. You've been having the livest gates, as the great American philosopher Floyd Mayweather says. I had the big. I get the biggest crowds, the largest gates, the most pay per views, and y'all getting outbid by BYU by
You,
Mormons.
you want to know what? No,
The Latter Day Saints should not be that should not be outbidding y'all like that, man.
I really believe the reason why these blue blood schools or these top tier schools are getting outbid is because they think they could just go on prestige alone.
No,
I really,
no,
yeah.
no. I'm with
For me,
that.
I really
I'm with
believe
that.
that.
I'm with that. I'm with that. And because they've done it a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
they're and they've had success a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the old head coach that can't connect with the players the younger and younger they get, and then all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
it's like once you lose that guy who was able to take it, and the younger players are like, yeah, we ain't never experienced this, so we're not gonna deal with it. Then those coaches end up retiring. Jerry Sloan, um, Phil Jackson, well, Popovich, he retired due to health reasons, but he was going to be one of those coaches. Um, so yeah, like I get it. Um,
Because
but
I remember,
but at the same time,
yeah,
this is like I'm just saying, like you've benefited the most off of this free labor that you've been getting from these players. It's like
yeah,
it's like I don't again I don't think having a full ride scholarship is slavery, but it's similar to like white slave owners
it's
going
always.
from going from like not paying say slaves to paying to paying slaves and sharecropping and all this other stuff. It's like you've built so much wealth from this. The times have
Mm,
changed. You mean to tell me you ain't got no funds to get back to the workers? You
yeah.
just rather die. You just rather die. You just rather fade into the abyss of mediocrity than to pay these people that
Yeah, because
you've built so an immense amount of wealth off of the free labor.
yeah, because what's it called? I remember when Charles Davis, when they were talking about the NFL top 10 college factories, and he said Paul Bear Bryant could just walk into your living room and say, "Hey, boy, want to play for you? Say, want to be a winner?" He never said you were going to start. He he never said you're going to be a major contributor. He just said, "Do you want to be a winner?" It's like you could just go for the ride. Now it's like folks are gonna be like, "Well, am I gonna start? Are you gonna pay me?" It's like how much y'all got for me? It was like, yo, you should be coming here for the name alone. It was like to have that North Carolina across your chest. It's like you got to understand the younger generation ain't about what's on their chest. A lot of them ain't about what's on the chest anymore. It's about what's in their pockets.
Because LeBron ruined the league. And look,
Welcome to Score Society.
I want y'all to understand why I'm saying this is not I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
which one is it?
Here's the joke. The
I
joke
know him,
is
but I don't know
the joke is it's because LeBron ruined the league. Not saying that LeBron,
him.
I'm not saying LeBron intentionally ruined the league. What I'm saying is these young people think that he's the greatest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's somebody who didn't go to college. They're coming in as like I'm only going because I'm only here because I won't. I'm only here so I won't get fined. And so, but with that, LeBron came out of high school with a $90 million Nike deal.
without even getting drafted. I mean, you knew he was going number one, but without even
without the
getting
free
drafted,
throws.
he was like, without the checking account.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, okay, that's because he was over here talking about like, yeah, I was planning on going to college. I don't know why that dude lied to every camera he look at.
Even his own camera.
He lies
That
to
dude be
every,
recording himself lying his ass off.
this dude lied to every
It's
camera
like,
you look at, man. I don't understand it because I'm like, bro, you was about to give up 90 million to play at Duke or Ohio State. Get the F out of here, dog.
were you gonna be there for 4 years too?
He's like the only reason why I didn't go is because the whole NCAA throwback jersey thing. Okay, we all know that lie is getting old.
Oh snap! Yeah, like you weren't gonna walk away from that. It's like to get your education. you're gonna you're gonna
You
get that
got
shit
you
from
got all you got a lot of resources at your disposal, and you still can't read
the
the
first
second
page.
page, the
The
second
second
page
page.
of the Malcolm X biography. You still haven't found the time to read it. Anyways, I digress.
Lying in front of every
I
camera.
did for he's lying in front of every camera. But like because they think he's a GOAT, he didn't have to go to college. He got a
Mm-hmm.
big check coming right out. Like there's no glory in there's no glory in this. There's no glory in winning a national championship.
Yeah.
Because the teams that are winning national championships are the teams that got multiple 4-year players. It's like, but yeah, y'all only here because y'all not good enough.
It's like your draft stock increases by one every single year you go. No,
No, you have to win a you have to win a national championship just to get drafted. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, no, like if you never won that national championship, we wouldn't even be talking about you coming to the NBA. So it's like, nah, like that ain't my path. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that Wemby path. I'm on that Luca path. I'm on that Giannis path. I'm on that Shea path. I'm on, the path of a lot of these guys who ain't gotta go that long route. You know what I'm saying? That long walk. So yeah, it's just like no, like LeBron. Do I like? I ain't saying LeBron ruined the league like kind of like how people say Steph did, but I'm just like, like I said, there ain't no glory in winning on national championship nowadays. It's just like March Madness is still, one of the biggest events in sports, but it's just at the end of the day, the teams that are winning are these teams that are got 4-year players and like freshmen aren't really winning national player of the league anymore. Like, because it's just so it's like back to the tanking issue. There's nothing that's going to happen that's going to change that up. Like organizationally, the leagues or the players. I don't think the players care enough. Like you got a lot more people. You got a lot more people, and NFL and NBA players have said this often, but I think now more than ever, you got a lot more people who care more about what basketball can do for them than what they can do for basketball. It's not about, and it's not even just I don't know about baseball. I don't know about baseball. I don't follow it closely enough. And hockey, I don't follow it closely enough anymore. But like these younger generations, I even see it in boxing. Like they're like, oh, world titles don't mean anything. Ryan Garcia is like 39, just got his first world title, and he's never even fought for a world title before. He's like never even wanted to fight for a world title. And it's just like, why are you? And then like even Tank Davis, like, oh, These titles don't mean anything. Like this is what that younger generation they don't care about the glory. They just care about the fame, the diamonds, rubies, and jacuzzis. You know what I'm
Well, you gotta
saying?
tell them about showing dimes and fruits and jacuzzi.
You know, like that's all they care about now. So it's just like you got a lot more Ben Simmons than you got Kobe's,
Yeah,
Jordan, LeBron's. You know what I'm saying? Like guys who really care about the game and advancing and leaving a legacy behind.
that's why I
Uh,
liked. That's why I liked that one kid that went to UNC. When I told you earlier, when he said they hadn't beat Kansas. Yeah, UNC hadn't beat Kansas in 23 years, and he took that personally. It was like that is like to me that showed that he gave a damn about legacy because it could have just been another game to him. But it was like this team hasn't beaten this team in so long. I take that personally. Now I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that my team comes out with a W. It's
you
like
want you want to know why I think that's the case though? I don't even think it's just about like the kids don't care. I also think that now I think that's mostly it. But I think that these kids got it too easy. Like there ain't no more stories of like KD, Ma, you the real MVP.
mm,
Like it just don't make sense to me. Like my favorite rookie, and he's becoming one of my favorite players. VJ Edgecombe. Like the way he talked about how he grew up in Barbados and you know excuse me, and like just the struggles that he had to go through to get to this position. The Eric Bledsoes of the world. He never became like an elite player, but like his story, Jimmy Butler story. Who there was another Jimmy. Then Jimmy, uh, the tight end for the Saints, Jimmy Graham. He had a similar story to like Jimmy Butler, to where he wasn't like raised, like he kind of came up rough, wasn't raised by his birth parents and stuff like that, or and like
mm,
and so it's just like you don't hear those stories anymore, and it's just like and basketball specifically, like the AAU circuit and things of that nature. There's
mm.
so much money in it, and these kids are getting so much free stuff now.
And niggas just putting themselves in trouble. Mikey Williams, man, he was supposed to be the number one recruit in the country. No, I don't even know if that dude is a all it took was one party that he didn't need to be at because he wanted to be in that hood element. One party. I don't even know if that dude like he may be playing in a fan generated league.
Yeah, and it's just like you don't hear like the struggle in these kids who are committed to like just getting their mom out the hood or whatever or things of that nature. Because like in all honesty, like these basketball leagues, that the players like these elite players are getting into, like basketball used to be like the broke people sport. You can't be broke and do basketball now. Like like the way you got good in baseball was being in travel baseball, which required money. You didn't have to be. You could literally play like probably up until like maybe our graduating high school class. Maybe I would give it like 4 years after that. That was like probably the last years where you could really like just play high school ball, maybe a little bit of AAU, and you can get recognized. And it's just like now these parents got to buy $200 sneakers and invest in like hundreds and thousands of dollars of travel basketball and stuff like that for their kids to get recognized. And it's just like, yeah, so you ain't like basketball's being taken over by rich kids.
Mm-hmm.
And kids who are freaking paying to get paying like trainers and stuff like that. You don't even hear about multi-sport athletes anymore like you used to. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
Yeah, that is true.
it's just I think that's part of the problem with tanking. Like these kids don't care about winning. Losing sucks, but if you Ben Simmons, you get $170 million. All you gotta do is say you got mental health. I think that's probably the bigger problem because like that's why I love like a guy like Cade Cunningham. Last year, lost to the Knicks. Now every time he see the Knicks, it's personal. You know what I'm saying? It's just guys like I don't like him. I don't like him as a character, like his character, but like Anthony Edwards, like where he's like, no, I'm gonna guard the best guy. I forgot who it was a couple years ago. He ended up getting cooked by son. Kyrie. Kyrie. He was like, oh, I'm gonna guard Kyrie, and Kyrie gave him nothing but nothing but pink slips. Like so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like I like that. But even he doesn't take the game as serious as you would hope for him to like take over. Like people comparing and saying he's cut from that Jordan cloth and Kobe cloth. I'm like, that dude has no Jordan or Kobe personality in him at all.
Yeah, because
He
what was
plays
it?
hard, but as far as like wanting to be a leader, doing like everything right, taking everything serious, of course you can joke around and stuff, and he's a funny guy, but like like the All-Star game, I think one year they did like the skills competition, and he was like doing stuff left-handed and
Yeah, in
shooting
the
the
not
jump shots left-handed. It's just like, bro, you will never
yeah.
see Kobe or Jordan do no nonsense like that. In terms of like, now people might be like, oh, well, Larry Bird played a game where he only shot with his left hand. I'm like, yeah, but Larry Bird was skilled enough to do that. Like, so I don't like that's not even a comparison. He was just like, oh, we was gonna lose anyway. So and it's just like, but now like Jordan Kobe would have like tried everything to win, even if they were behind. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, it's my job to catch up or whatever. So it's just like he ain't cut from that cloth either. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's I think when it comes to tanking, ownership definitely is the biggest problem because ownership wants to collect checks and they don't care about having teams win. But at the same time, I don't think that's necessarily an NBA only problem because every league, the bad teams stay bad and the good teams stay good. Every year, there's good teams that have bad years and they get right back. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a coincidence. And there's bad teams that get good and then they go right back. You know what I'm saying? Like if the Lions can get back to like winning consistently. I know this year they had a lot of injuries and stuff like that, but the Lions would probably be the only team I can think of other than the Patriots, who were perennial losers that ended up turning things around. Like truly turning things around, and it started with turning the culture around.
Yeah.
And I've even said this, like, I don't understand why owners are okay with losing. Like, because you don't have to pay the players those $2 million every 2 week checks, 4 million, 8 million, $12 million every 2 week checks when you're in the playoffs. You get like a stipend and all that. And like I don't know how much the money is. If anybody who watches or listens could fact check that for me, but like, let's say 50 grand a week for the game. Like and you're charging double for the ticket prices.
Yo, we talked about that. We said NFL team make it to the playoffs. You say it's for the love of the game now because they're not getting.
It's all for the glory. And I know the NBA works the same way. I know all these leagues work the same way. The playoffs is all for the glory. It's all that's the time that the owners can make their money back. So why are they okay with losing? Well, in baseball, you explained it. They don't have to pay these guys. They can keep the payroll as low as they want. The Cincinnati's of the world, these low mid market, low market teams. The NBA don't have the NBA and the NFL. They have to spend a specific percentage of their cap, or they get massive fines for it. So it's like, why are y'all okay with losing then? And again, sometimes your team isn't good enough, but you shouldn't be picking in the top five for 12 years consecutively, and you still got a bad team.
So you got a whole roster of first overall picks, and y'all still can't even make it above 500. That's a problem. Like, that's
Kevin
definitely a culture
Stefanski
problem.
has won 2 Coach of the Years. That's how bad the Browns are. He had a blip, and it was so amazing. They gave him Coach of the Year. He went right back to sucking. Then had another blip, and it was like, oh my God, it's the Browns. And he went right back to sucking. And now he got a job at Atlanta where he's going to suck some more.
That's what I'm afraid of with the Jaguars. It's like in these years since 2000, anytime we made the playoffs, we went right back to it's like we would make the playoffs one year, then we'll go right back to what the fuck we was at before. That's what I,
I'll say this as far as like my personal thing. It's a culture thing, and we'll move on from this because like old habits die hard. I'm somebody. If you were to add up all the weight that I've lost and gained, it's like, I've lost. This is probably the best I've been at keeping it off, but I still got a long way to go. But I'm like I've shoot. I remember what was it when I was in high school, got up to like 240, 230, then got down to as low as like 180. And that's probably my leanest that I've been. Then, as I became an adult, in my early 20s, I got up to 240, 250. No. Yeah, 250, came back down to like 210, then went back up to 320, 323. No, 312, went back down to 280. 323, got down to then that was my biggest weight loss to where I got back down. I got down to 265. Then then my heaviest was 340 was 345. Now I'm like back in the 290s, and I'm just like, bro, like, yeah, like you won for a little bit, but like you didn't stay winning. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you make those compromises. I don't know what's the case like for these franchises or whatever, but like there's a compromise somewhere to where you're like, all right, if you did this one thing, it wouldn't be that bad. And then you end up spiraling into mediocrity again. So, but yeah, man, I mean, I don't think the NBA got a tanking problem. I think they should get rid of the lottery. The teams that suck, the teams that suck are going to do 2 things. They're either going to draft well and stop sucking, or be farm systems for the teams we all want to watch anyways. And that's the teams that win. So let it be. Let it be. Utah is not going to be good. So it's just like, hey, there's a commitment that they have to make. That's what losing teams got to do. They got to make those commitments. You can be the Cavs, lose LeBron, and then draft Anthony Bennett. You can be the Jets, lose Darrell Revis, and draft D. Milner. D. Milner is the only reason why I started watching, like the main reason why I started like doing real evaluations on college players coming out of because I took Mel Kiper and Todd McShay's word for why this guy was going to be great. I saw that dude play one NFL football game, and I'm like, what the hell did they see? And it was a preseason game. I'm like, this dude is awful. And he wasn't even giving up plays. It was just how he was playing. I'm like, oh, this dude's pathetic. And now I don't even know what happened to him after his rookie year.
I think it was injuries.
I'll never take those guys' word for it ever again. I'm gonna do on my own evals. Now I don't do like deep dive evals on every single player, but I'm like, if they on the Jets radar and or a top 10 pick, I'm watching. Or projected top 10 pick, I'm watching.
Because he was drafted in he was drafted in the 2013 draft. He tore his labrum at the before the combine. Um, Let me see. He was lackluster performance, benched him 3 times in his rookie year.
John Idzik,
Then 2014, he suffered an ankle sprain during training camp. Then in October of 2014, he tore his Achilles. And then in 2015, he underwent wrist surgery before the season started. In 2016, they failed to. They declined to pick up his option in 2016, and he was released in he was released in 2016, and that's the end of his career. He didn't even
yeah,
he never went to another team. So like I
yeah.
said, injuries. It seemed like every off season he had something going on with him where he was missing training camp.
And he wasn't good when he was on the field. Like you just, but keep getting them checks, D. I don't even know why I brought you up today. But uh we were supposed to talk about some other stuff, but I don't feel like it. I mean, because we had some technical difficulties, and we didn't do the podcast last week. And I'm like, Zero's like, hey, when we were talking about this before we started, Zero's like, hey, do you want to did you still want to talk about that? And I'm like, yeah, it's still. And I'm like, As I thought more about this issue with the NBA, and the less interested I got with the other topic. Because we only had two today, but I don't know. I ain't got nothing else. Was there anything you wanted to go with, or
Hey, did you still want to I was gonna run off a list of bad movie names.
yeah, let's go with it. Let's
All
go
right.
with it.
So I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I wrote 12 names down.
Okay, let's give some context to the people. So Zero is telling me that he was watching Demolition Man. We did this a couple years ago, like awful movies you could watch you'll watch every single time it comes on.
Yeah, no matter
I
what,
completely forgot about Demolition Man. And that is definitely every single time that movie is on, I'm watching it.
no matter what part.
I remember accidentally waking up in the middle of the night at 1:21 in the morning, couldn't sleep, turn on the TV, and Demolition Man was on. Guess what I did? Select.
Stayed up the entire time. Yeah.
Stayed up. The movie had just started too. Didn't go back to sleep till about 4 in the morning. I did the same thing for Starship Troopers. Select. Here's a great, pathetic, also awful movie that I need to watch in the middle of the night.
One movie I wouldn't say what not it's not pathetic, but Robin Hood Men in Tights, no matter when it
No,
comes
that's
on.
that's comedy gold, man. Yeah, that's comedy gold. Ain't nobody about to talk disrespect.
No,
Nobody
nobody.
about to disrespect Robin and Men Tyson. But Zero said that he was watching Demolition Man, and then he mentioned Simon Phoenix, and I said that got to be one of the five worst names in cinematic history. Because why would you put those two names together?
Oh man.
So I was like, we should find out what are the worst names in movie history. So I kind of forgot about it, but Zero reminded me of it. Saying I've forgotten about it twice today because he brought it up before the pod, and now he's bringing it up now because I forgot about it. So go ahead, Zero.
All
What
right,
we got?
so I wrote down 12 names. Some of these now, I think some of the female villains from um James Bond should have their own list,
Absolutely.
but this is what I got. So of course I put down you had to start off with Simon Phoenix, and I put John Spartan because
That
that's
is a horrible name too. It's not as bad as Simon Phoenix, but it is a very bad name.
so I got Rain Ocampo from Resident Evil, Silken Floss from The Spirit. Like some of these I've like Silken Floss. The,
Rain Ocampo. I don't think Resident Evil is a video game.
nah, there's a movie.
No, I'm saying though, like that it was that not a character in the video.
I
I,
don't know
I've
because
I've
I've never
only
played it.
I've only played a little bit of Resident Evil. I don't like things jumping out at me when I'm playing a video game.
Like there's one guy that's on social media. He'll play a game and something jumps out at him. They say he has the quickest finger because the moment it jumps out, he hits the he hits the pause button. Um, so we got Nymphadora Tonks from Harry Potter.
You know what? When you brought this up earlier and I was thinking about it, I said
Uh,
at at least you were like, there's I forget how many names you said. I was thinking at least 96% of them got to be Harry Potter names. Harry Potter is an awful name.
what's his what's the Malfoy?
Like Malfoy gotta be legendarily pathetic name. And so yeah, no, yeah, I'm definitely rocking with. I'm not surprised to see a Harry Potter name in here.
um, they got Bilbo Baggins from Lord of the Rings, Flipper Purify from Jungle Fever,
Bro's name was Dildo Baggins.
Bilbo.
Oh snap! I was about to say, oh, Lord of the Rings is active wild.
Yeah.
Oh snap! Yo, first of all, yeah, nah. I was playing a joke. That is dildo definitely came across
They
your
came across
person,
the
and
desk.
then you're like, we can't be this obvious.
So
Throw some D's on that bitch.
so they got Scut Farkus from A Christmas Story, Pistachio Disguise from Master of Disguise,
No, that's
Dickie
horrible.
Dickie Greenleaf from The Talented Mr. Ripley.
I don't think that's a horrible name.
Um Xena on I think it was Xena on a top from Goldeneye.
See, GoldenEye Octopussy was gold like James Bond. For as much there's only like two James Bond movies I thought were awful, but that's the one thing because like that's what kind of made James Bond a little comical
Hmm.
was like these awful names. They didn't do that in the Daniel Craig James Bonds, and that's the one thing I miss. That was the one thing that was missing. Like what I hated how they ended it because they killed James at the end. If you didn't know before, the movie came out like 5 years ago. Like you didn't know that they killed James Bond. Shut up. But
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. But I don't
yeah.
watch
But
James.
no, I'm saying like, but if somebody be like, oh, you spoiled it. Like you had 5 years. Anyways, so
It didn't
like
come out yesterday.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But like that's the one thing they didn't do. They didn't have those outrageous cartoonish names.
Mm,
Because GoldenEye is 90s, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
come on, man.
And Xena on a top. That is like what?
All the top is crazy.
And the last one, Pollux Troy from Face Off. I think that was the antagonist's name. Pollux Troy.
So John Travolta. No, who the hell was the antagonist?
So for most of the movie, it was John Travolta. The beginning of the movie was Nicolas Cage.
First of all,
The fact
here's
that the
see y'all doing y'all Zero likes doing this to me. He doesn't do this to me intentionally, but he does it to me because first, I had a Rocky rant a couple weeks ago. Now I'm about to have a slight rant on Face Off because you don't get you took the widest face in Hollywood and put that bitch on the skeleton of us, nigga.
yeah,
Like
he took
Nicholas Cage.
the widest face and put it on the skinniest face, and somehow that shit matched together. Like what?
Blended, incredible. Ninja. They out here being freaking ninjas. Ninja smoothie joints out here, man. Blend game is
It
incredible.
was like how like no so all they had to do was switch faces and nobody would see the difference, huh? It was like his body type is still bigger.
Bro.
It's like when did you lose weight? When did you get shorter?
That whole concept of that movie was ridiculous.
Yo, this
So
was Coke.
let's.
This was a Coke filled um production meeting.
Oh,
he slid his
100%.
nose.
Hey,
He slid his
hey.
nose across the table. He said, "I got this movie concept. I can't feel my face. It feels like it's coming off. Face off. Who do we get?" He's like, "We can get." He's like, "John Travolta. That's one." He's like, "Nicolas Cage. Oh, is he the top guy in Hollywood? We can use him, but their faces don't match. My face doesn't match when I sniff the coke." So I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. Does that really matter at this point? I'm like, it's like I'm bleeding out of my eyes. We producing this. All we need is MGM or Fox. Somebody's going to produce this movie. You want to know why? Because they get they shit from the same supplier as I do. Face off.
That just does not make any sense. I'm like, yo, you put this wide face head
Against his skinny face ass.
and y'all are like, and then the whole thing of
You
like,
could have just made them good and bad guy without having to do that dumb shit.
like, why would you do that? Like, because the Travolta character like volunteered for this.
You volunteer to get your skin taken off your face.
You volunteer to have your face removed from your body and placed on someone else. And then all of a sudden you add their personality and everything. Nobody was like, you're acting weird.
like the scene where Travolta walked into his daughter's room and he was like, "You have something I crave," and then pulled a cigarette. It was like this looked like an essay situation. If you wouldn't see one, you couldn't identify this. He pulls open the drawer and pops open and takes his cigarettes out. So I didn't know you smoked cigarettes. It was like, yo, I thought it was gonna see something that we had no business seeing on TV.
Yeah, like the blank check kid they had a grown woman make out with a kid
At the end of the
at
movie,
the
and
end of the
nobody said
movie.
anything.
Nasty work,
But
man.
if it was the opposite,
The you know the person who should have said something? The
ooh,
actress who had to put that scene together.
you're just like, I gotta do what?
I kiss on the cheek. No, you want me to do what to his lips?
I'll say, you want me to tongue this little
He's
boy down? What?
he's I mean it was like that kind of, but I'm like, y'all took it way too far.
It's like, and they did it quick. Is at the end. He's like, will you still be around? He's, he got so mad at the end of the movie. It's like, hey, now that you know, like it was, now that you know how old I am, are you going to wait for me?
Yeah, because his whole
Oh
relationship
man.
was based on a lie. You out here being freaking Jimmy Kudo. Anyways, we're focusing on face off.
Yo, it's like, yo, he
Because
took his whole
you
he took off his face and got his whole personality.
you took Lick Broccoli's face
And put it on the fat California raisin's face. And now you can play the drums.
now you got all your talents.
Yo, what type of monster shit is this?
Bruh. Like, if y'all would have swapped brains, that would have made sense.
Like, a whole lot more sense. But
But
y'all
even
swap,
still, but
y'all
even but
swap skin.
you can't swap a brain because that would be even just more ridiculous. Like, so you
Yo,
took so you took his whole brain out, like nervous system, everything just shut down, and y'all were able to reconnect and rebuild it like the Bionic Man.
and you know what the producer said? Like, how is that not a bad thing? Somebody's gonna produce it. Like this movies like Face Off, movies like Demolition Man, movies like those.
Do not
No,
disrespect
I'm not
Demolition
going to
Man.
disrespect Demolition Man.
It's
You're right,
only
but
bad
movies,
movies that are bad.
No, 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 no. All right, so here we go. Movies like Face Off are a prime example, or movies like yeah, movies like that are a prime example why nobody should open their mouth and say if a guy brought a script to a Hollywood writer, they would not believe it. Face Off exists. I don't want to hear nobody say, yo, nobody. There are 15 Sharknado movies.
there's there's a Batman comic series where Joker pretty much takes his face off and then reattaches it, and it looks absolutely disgusting. Like he just looks, he looks the same, but he's not the same.
Yeah, that shit look
I can't
pulled.
remember. Yeah, I can't remember. That's how both them niggas should have looked. And the crazy thing is, Joker's face didn't reattach good, and it was his own face.
So what the fuck makes you think this round head ass nigga can fit a skinny fat ass nigga's face? And it took on all his personality.
I'm just saying, like,
oh my goodness. See, we have 38 Sharknado movies. We have Face Off that makes absolute where the concept makes absolutely no sense. And every time you hear somebody every time I hear somebody say, if you bring this script into a Hollywood director, nobody will believe you. Shut the fuck up.
you know, another movie that is just bad, but it's absolutely hilarious.
What?
And it's not a movie that I go out of my way to watch. Getting hunted by a spider like an arachnophobia got to be the most outrageous thing ever.
It's a spider.
Like,
if you don't.
No, I'm just saying because the guy literally destroys a tarantula in the kindergarten class or something like that, like with a textbook.
Ooh.
To then the spider is acting like a rabid animal, haunting, terrorizing an entire city, and it has a nest to where he then shoots like a flaming bow and arrow or something like that.
Yo, that shit leapt at him. Yo, the accuracy on that shot.
Why is it tarantula jumping at me?
Yo, the funniest part of that movie is when he started singing Itsy Bitsy Spider and he thought he had the spider and he let his guard down and that bitch screamed and ran down the pipe.
When they had this spider doing this banshee shriek, I'm like, now I've seen some pretty crazy bugs. I grew up in New York City. I've seen some pretty weird things when it comes to insects and critters. But I've never heard an insect make a sound. And this thing was running at 60 miles an hour, leaping and intentionally attacking people. And it's a tarantula. I heard like you can knock a tarantula off of a table and it'll die.
Yep, because if its abdomen, his abdomen is so fragile because its heart and everything is in his freaking abdomen. If that shit hits the ground, done. That's why they tell you not to handle tarantulas, because if you drop it, that's it.
So I'm like, this thing can't survive a 3.5 foot fall. But y'all want me to believe. Y'all want me to believe. The dude dropped the textbook on the bitch on one of them and decimated it. So I'm just trying to find out, how did this one I mean, it wasn't one. It was like a lot of them. But
Because then they crossbreeded with another spider.
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I watched that movie. Now I feel like I have to watch the movie because I need the laughter.
He let his guard down, and that bitch screamed and jetted on his ass. His ass.
I'm like, why did they give it that sound effect?
Yo, and the funniest thing too is that the spider they
The
portrayed this
spider
spider
was
that was so much fucking smarter than him. Like
yo,
when he's doing the flamethrower
something
stuff.
something with no brain was outsmarting all these people.
Yo, he's he's doing the flamethrower thing all over the place, and they got the screen on the spider just watching him do all
Watch
this shit.
it like look at
He's
this.
like, this nigga.
Look at this stupid bitch.
He's like, he don't even know I'm over here.
I can see you. I can see you do all that. That ain't gonna do nothing. Because
I was like, look at this.
when I let this screech out, it's a wrap.
Look, yo, he couldn't say somebody come look at this because all the others are dead now. He's,
I just
but
need to know why. Like
arachnophobia is freaking.
that is an idiotic move. Piranhas, the Piranhas movie, very idiotic as well. Like most of these movies, most of these horror movies, that's why I think all of them are funny because none of them make sense. Like the only ones that like could be kind of scary are those like spiritual ones because you
Yeah,
can't really do anything about them. But I even find those funny. Like The Grudge, I found hilarious. But
but
like,
but Jason, it's like the fact that what's it good? Jason and Michael Myers, like the fact that I forgot which Halloween it was. Michael Myers was getting the shit beaten out of him. He got shot in the head with a 357 point blank range, and they still made another movie after that. Like the fact that the whole neighborhood converged on this dude. The all you needed was when the Crips that audio where the Crips were jumping this dude in. He's like, fight back, fight. That's all they
yeah,
needed for that
that's
shit.
also real junk. Yeah, there's no way a person gonna just walk slowly on me.
And then as soon as I turn the corner, that motherfucker in front of me, hell no, that nigga no instant transmission.
Yeah, a lot of these horror movies are ridiculous, but the animal ones are the ones because I'm like, these are things with pea-sized brains, or in arachnophobia's case, no brain, and they're literally terror, like they're literally outsmarting human beings.
Yo, it was like, and the thing about it is, I wonder how long the time period is because there's no way on God's green earth that a spider's eggs can hatch that fucking quickly. Yeah, the spider crawling out of somebody's nose. They were already in the rigor stage. somehow the spider gets into the mouth. The spider you were chewing on the popcorn. How did you not eat? Like, how is the spider still alive? You were eating popcorn. You got a handful. So do you just swallow when you eat popcorn or something? Because there's no
And
way in hell.
the spider was larger than a handful of popcorn. Like, okay, people. Like, okay, then a handful of popcorn, not just a popcorn kernel, a handful of popcorn. Okay, okay, okay. Let's switch faces. Okay.
I was saying it's like you didn't feel nothing weird. So
Nobody's gonna notice the plastic surgery scar across your face.
yo, no, it was perfect. It was, and then at the end of the movie, when he thought he had one up on Nicolas Cage, he pulled out a blade and started. He started. It's like, yo, there are no scars when he put the face on. You think doing this was going to change the fact that there's going to be no scar afterwards? That
And
dude was.
then they catch him and it's like, okay, let's switch faces back. I'm done with your face now. Like it's a library book.
Late fee ass niggas.
Let me ball your face, dog. Man,
Yeah.
how did we get to Face Off?
Because you said it was a bad movie.
No, but how did we get there though?
We were talking. We were just.
I don't know. Who cares?
You know what? No, how?
The name,
Yeah,
the name.
like this dude started blading his face up. He's like, yo, the pain tolerance is crazy that you can just take a blade and just start digging at your own flesh before you before you die. That yo, that movie is up there with that movie's up there with producers who are on coke. It's like coke was there. Coke was breakfast. It's like no calories. Intermittent fasting was the straw because there's no way in hell a movie concept like that makes any sense. But like I said, anybody who says that you can write this script and bring it to a Hollywood director and they won't believe you. Arachnophobia exists. Face Off exists. There's a bunch of Sharknado movies. Like they just keep on making sequels for Sharknado. They just keep doing it. I don't care if it's a B-level movie. Somebody's putting a budget together for this.
That's how you know these people got too much money.
Because there should be no reason why you're even thinking about putting a budget together and be like, you know what? This is a great idea. No way. But I digress.
All right, what's your partner try doing?
My parting shot is when I think about, like, with this whole conversation, when I think about movies, just thinking back on them, they get more and more. The 90s movies were so fucking ridiculous. But then, then I go on Tubi, and that shows how many people have too much money and not enough money, because the fact that there was a scene where they showed a lady killed a dude in a living room, and then when she's finished shooting, then the shotgun noises go off. It's like you couldn't even edit the shit. How do you miss time gunshot sounds? And what makes it even worse is that they're all black movies. That's what makes it even worse. but my parting shot is don't ever let a director don't ever let somebody tell you that making a movie is impossible when you have all these shitty ass movies that keep on getting produced. Follow your dreams.
Follow your damn dreams. My parting shot is what do I want my parting shot to be? I normally have this written down, but again, my phone's dead. So, um, my parting shot is when it comes to being um, a fan of a team, you do have something called objectivity that you can follow. I was told by my brother-in-law, he always says that I'm not a real Knicks fan, yet every year he's a year late. I had a conversation. The whole conversation was about stuff I told him last year. He watches way more basketball than I do. He watches way more Knicks games than I do, and he still can't get it because I'm not blinded by the orange and green or orange and blue goggles, the green and white goggles. No goggles on these eyes. I'm gonna see it how it is. He's like, I thought you was a Bucks fan. Just because my favorite player is Giannis doesn't make me a Bucks fan. If I had it my way, when they play each other, the Knicks win and Giannis does well. Probably not gonna happen, but I'd like for it to happen. Like there was one time where Melo's my favorite player. The Knicks won. Melo scored 36. I'm with it. Is that gonna happen every night? Most likely not. But yeah, been doing this since the 90s, dog. You new to this, I'm true to this.
Well, I do got a question for you.
What's that?
Why was The Rock so popular? Because I watched the promo where he won the championship, and it was Big Show. It was Big Show's first night on Raw, and he said he handed him the championship. He said, "Who is this Rudy Poo?" And I'm for the life of me still don't know what the fuck that even means.
I mean, he was exciting. You know what I'm saying? It's
He
just
said because he had the
the
belt
most
in his hand.
electrifying move in sports entertainment. So
And it's not the only thing that makes it electrifying is the cameras. And he said the reason why he had to hop over twice is because he can't throw an elbow with his left arm. That's why it's a double hop, because he doesn't know how to throw a left-handed elbow. But he said, "Who is this Rudy Poo?" And the crowd went wild. It was like, I don't even think they know what it is.
it don't matter, man.
Yo.
It don't matter. You got the most electrifying move in sports entertainment. It doesn't matter, dog. Can't know when you can't slide in dress shoes with the people's elbow, stop on a dime, then drop that bad boy on somebody and not be the greatest wrestler of the generation. You did the people's elbow in dress shoes and slacks.
So 1, 2, it doesn't matter if The Rock says 3.
Yeah, you know, like you can't beat that, man. He stopped on a dime in dress shoes and trousers.
Oh man.
So that's why he was popular. No, he said a lot of stupid stuff, but he was entertaining.
Yeah. Fucking Rudy Poo.
Somebody should have said, but what a Rudy Poo is, this is what I think of Rudy Poo is. And we're going to finish on this.
All right.
When a bad guy switches faces with a good guy. That's what everybody should have been asking. Who is Rudy Poo?
That nigga.
With his face stretched out.
And somehow that shit just fits.
I'm just saying that nigga should look like Mickey Rourke. Yeah, it was a perfect fit. They say you can't quit fit a brown peg in a square hole. They lied. They lied. You put a round peg in a rectangle hole.
Put a round peg in a fucking triangle.
You just lay that bitch to the side. Went right through.
Oh shit! You put a square in a triangle.
You got 3 sides, you got 4 sides, close enough.
Who burn off a little bit more skin to make it fit.
Yeah. No sides, 3 sides, 4 sides. Lakers and five.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
Tom. Thank y'all so much for watching and or listening. We'll catch y'all next week. We love you. See you soon.